There you go.
Okay. I guess my big thing is for these competitors that lose, I get it, right? Like it, especially like first timers too. Like I'm this, I'm that. I'm a great cook, blah 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 blah. Yeah, your rules don't make sense to me. That just sounds like somebody that feels like they got the chef, but maybe they didn't produce the best dish, right? So the way I would approach it is just to be like, you know what, you make sense or not, you knew what the rules were.
Hmm.
Get back in the ring, buddy. Missy, whoever it is, right? Like you have to wow the judges, and it turns out that Lon wowed the judges more than anybody this time around, right? I mean, it's all about personal taste. Not every dish is gonna. You're only as good as, and Chris can agree with this. You're only as good as your last dish, right? So
Yep.
if something goes wrong, you don't you don't something goes wrong, you it's a little under seasoned. I mean, that's enough to lose right there, right? So
Yeah.
all right, I'll get back in the ring, instead of being like, well, we
Yep.
recounted and blah blah blah. Don't pander to them. Just be like, get back in the ring. If
I
you
think
want to be a little,
I
go
think
ahead,
sorry, just because I'm going to piggyback off what you said. I think
please.
a lot of it too is exactly what you said. It's a process. So like I remember when I first started and I had my mentor being Tehran, and he even said too, don't be mad if you don't win your first one because it is a process that you have to go through. And so each time that I competed, I took the previous results or the previous feedback from the previous judges and I used that to the next time to make sure I didn't do that, to make sure that I kept getting better and better based on the previous feedback. And I think you're right when you say that, Paul. Like the people that lost or the people that didn't make it, they need to use that as a stepping stone because I guarantee you, I forgot the girl's name, but the girl that was really, 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 really shy.
Alexis. Yeah.
Yeah,
Alexis.
Alexis. I can tell you right now that if she were to compete again, she would get better results because she knows what to expect now. And it is a process. So they can't expect their very first time. And again, right away, I knew that Mr. Guns a Slingin' coming into the competition was going to be our guy of the day. That was going to be problem.
I loved, in retrospect, I love that he was there because he was
He brought a energy to the
yeah, right. Yeah, right. He brought an energy. It was a dick energy, but it's like these are the people you're going against. It's not always super nice. It's not always blah blah blah. I mean, like you think about that old school crowd. Phil Wingo's judging. Me against Greg, and Joe
yeah.
Arv stuff, and it was friendly camaraderie. But these kids, I'll call them kids because they're new. They're new to it.
Yeah.
They're I demand a recount and blah blah blah, and I'm the shit, and you know what, it's probably eating away at that dude right now, and I love that, you know what I mean? And it's like, that's what I'm saying though, put your money where your mouth is, then come back and really win then.
Yep.
Instead, maybe when he does come back, maybe he will be a bit more humble because he might have looked at Lon and said, oh, this little guy's not going to beat my ass, I'm fucking like, everybody, blah blah blah, I just built up my sous chef in front of everybody. He probably didn't think that Lon was any sort of competition for him. And then when he won, I was just like, oh, dude, I love this so much. I'm eating this so slowly in front of me right now.
Yep.
But you know what? I was also happy that he won Taster's Choice. By the time judging ended, and then I walked back up to the booth.
It was like da, 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 da. It was like so much to do.
Yeah, and so I was just like, oh, I didn't even really get to taste anybody's dishes. And I was talking to Victor afterwards, and you know what? I'll tell you what, that guy, I've heard last year that he was a bit cocky and there were some problems, and that dude was so nice this year.
Mm-hmm.
He was, dude, let's hang sometime, man. I'd love to get your info and blah, blah, blah. We exchange info. And he's like, hey, what'd you think of my dish? He's like asking you chef to chef. I said, dude, I didn't try anybody's dish. I'm like, and I was kind of bullshitting him. I'm like, but I do that on purpose. That way I'm not biased. I said, I think yours was one of the prettiest dishes served. I said, but I don't know how the hell it tasted, right? So I don't know. I just think, I think we need to get back to basics and do some cool shit. I still would love to do like a really long barbecue one or like smoking one. You know what? Where maybe they start the night before and then people start coming in at 9 a.m. for Bloody Marys and judging's at 2 o'clock. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if that's possible somehow, but
well, I mean, if you can play golf, you know, we can totally do a barbecue, a long-winded barbecue competition for sure. I just, I've always left the barbecue to the barbecue folks, you know, like
Yeah, but
Casey.
the barbecue that you did a couple years ago at Hard Rock, even though that's barbecue, that was still fucking awesome.
Yeah. I think the competition itself, I gave it a solid 7. And only because I felt like we did have the conversation of the street food and the concept of it, and it, you know, and a good portion of it wasn't portable. I mean, it was about, you know, kind of carrying your food. And yeah, and Lon's dish, though it was beautiful, I felt maybe that was, we missed a boat. But when you're dealing with 50 points and 20% is on taste and the rest is 10, 10, 10, the missing boat was technically on execution. So that's only 10 points. But you know, couldn't have got.
So real quick, because I even asked on Lon's dish, I didn't really know what it was that he made, because obviously I don't do a lot of that fancy stuff. And I talked to Lance about it, because he was very familiar with it, because he said he just made it, and he said that whatever country that meal is from, that I guess that's like one of the most popular street items that they serve out there. Obviously not so elaborate, because I was with you, Juwan. Like that's why I was asking him about that dish, because I'm like, is that really a street food item? He presented it in a very non-street food way. And I don't want to say non-street food way, but elaborate street food way, enough to where it wasn't something that you can necessarily carry down the street. But from what was the name of it again there, Paul? Larb?
Larb. L-A-A-R.
Larb. Yeah.
Larb.
So, where's that? It's from Portugal?
Laos.
Yeah, Laos. So, you know, so that was my take, but I'll be honest with you, like, if you're asking like my opinion on the whole event, it was definitely cool to see it back. You know, like, obviously it's been 3 years or 2 years, whatever, since the pandemic happened. It was really good. And Joanna, I'll echo kind of what you said just a little bit ago. It was good to see that there's still, because I tell you what, I've lost humanity in knowing that there's culinary people out there with, you know, 6 locations now. It makes me wonder, is there people out there who still have the passion for this? So to see some people show up and still have it, it was emotional a little bit for me, just because it's like to see, it was just, to me, it was an overall like sense of pride and enjoyment. And like one of the guys, Mark Anthony, you know, he knew who I was, and he says, like, how come you're not competing anymore? And I said, honestly, I have more fun doing this now. And really kind of like, and me and Paul, like I had a blast with Paul, and to really, you know, kind of like in a way mentor the next set of people to come up the ranks and give them this opportunity. I mean, I'm blessed that I had Tehran to, you know, guide me through the way. And now it's like, that's kind of what I want to do. Like I did my thing, I had my fun, and now I want somebody else to experience what I got to experience, because it is a life-changing thing, but you get to meet so many people, and the networking that you get to do with it, that's priceless, you know. And the amount of people that I've met through Fight Club and you know, Fight to Feed and everything like that, like, and in this industry, like being a business owner, that's important, you know. So I thought the event was really good. I would agree. I would give it an 8. I know that me and Paul had talked about a few tweaks to the rules.
Just I was talking to Joanne about that.
Yeah, just a few tweaks to the rules, and then I know that this was a street food thing and they can bring their own grills, but like some of the guys had like 3 or 4 totes because they were putting their cooking equipment into it. So I think as we get back into the heart of what Culinary Fight Club is, of really honing in on those rules and making sure that, you know, because for me, part of the fun was when we went to these things is, you know, what was Anthony going to take out of my box because it didn't fit? Or what was Greg going to bitch about because of this? And then Greg's going to bring a table up on stage. Like, but that was the fun part of it. You know, that was the fun.
You guys are such ladies.
But that was the fun of what, but that was the fun of what it was. And now it's like you said, you have people saying like, oh, I want a recount on the votes, or like, no, the judge is what the judge is. And like I said, the one girl had the same score from every judge, you know? So
yeah.
And you can make the most beautifully presented dish, the most executed dish to what the theme is. But if it's got no flavor, you're going to get a 0, you know? So you know, the biggest thing is like I said, I think the overall event was, I'd say, a good 8, solid 8. It was very, I thought the production of the event was very well. I actually thought for coming back after a 3-year hiatus or 2-year hiatus, I thought you did an amazing job at producing the event. Again, just a little bit of chaoticness, you know, with the electricity thing and people showing up late, but you're going to have that no matter what. But
Yeah, I mean, as far as that's concerned, I think that, you know, it's this is how I translate that. It's like, because you're 5 minutes late for work at your restaurant, is your restaurant closed? No.
no,
You go on, and that's how I see the competitors when they're running late. As long as they're checking in with me, I'm good
Yeah.
to go.
Yeah.
So when you don't check in, you ghost me, then I'm gonna be like, just sit out. You know,
Yeah.
and because I think that's respect in any sense of the world and where we're living. You know, now he gets all gussied up. Where you going?
What do you leave us?
Where you
I'm just
going?
kidding, guys. I was wearing my super short red shorts earlier and just chilling. I got to go to this event and go, you know, shake some hands and kiss some babies.
Hey, you need a little hair right here.
Yeah, I know. I need a little. I got the
Blushing?
rotation. Yeah, blushing. You guys make me so shy.
Oh.
No, I agree. I think it's you know, I like this new group of people coming in. Joanne, I will say this: kudos to you for promoting that event. I feel like you gave it an extra week and a half or 2 weeks than normal. I didn't want to reach out because I didn't want to seem like a dick, but I wanted to be like, "Hey, Joanne, that's how you promote this fucking event." You know what I mean? Like, you know, you tag people in it so they could share it, try to, you know, spread love, and then, you know, when people were voting for you know, taster's choice, you know, you're like, oh yeah, there now we're over 200, and I was like, oh fuck, I guess there is like 200 people here, you know what I mean? That was really good. Yeah, and I think yeah, it was great. That's all. That's
Well,
my 2 cents on that.
it's called veteranship.
Yep. I will say this, Joanna, I've had the opportunity to cheffery with different people. I've had the opportunity to host with different people. And I'm not saying this just because I'm looking at Chris sitting on the couch at Great Escapes. Chris, as far as host MC, I gave that a 9.8 and a 9.8 because, and I'm giving those 0.2 points only because there's always room for improvement, right? But like, that, like,
Yeah, that point two was you didn't have any CFC gear on, Chris Schoenberger.
You didn't give me any.
Because dude, you look at your text and you said, I even have a shirt.
Oh shit!
No, you didn't ask me that.
I said,
don't make. I'm gonna make you eat them words, Schoenberger.
oh, I said has a whistle. Is what?
Yeah, yeah, you did. You asked if I had a whistle, and I said I do not have a referee shirt. They don't make them in plus size sizes.
Yeah, they do. Because I actually, well, I don't know how many pluses you have. I think I have a big one, and I think
you need to go to Omar for mine.
Where?
Omar, the tent maker.
Shut up. You're so stupid. No, I mean, like that, you know, that point two is like nothing, you know, it's like,
yeah, no. I thought he was gonna say it's for all the mascara jokes.
Oh no, he likes them.
No,
he likes those.
But
he
I
likes
will
makeup jokes.
I will agree that I think that between, you know, as a host and a cheffery and all that stuff, like you got to have camaraderie. And I've known Paul now for quite a few years, and even judging, like having Lance there, like it was cool to have some of the old G's. Like,
yeah,
it was cool. Like honestly, like and like again, you know, I met some people I haven't met before, and like seeing Mark, like that's what this is about.
Yeah. Well, it was great to see you guys out. I think you guys did a wonderful job. Next up is Fight Fest, October 15th, and we're about to blow the shiniz out of the water. And this is at McCormick Place, and, you know, knock on wood, something even more amazing is going to happen to make some firework at Fight Fest this year. So I expect both of you to be there, and I believe that we might be migrating our another cheferie from Ohio, Devin Rosenblatt, and you can go look him up. But he did an amazing job in Ohio, and he's never done it, and he sounded great, and I think you guys were really chemically balanced. And he's competed in the past, and he's got a good voice, you know, and he's got the understanding of the competitor side as well as obviously on the other side where we stand. So I'm pretty excited, and October 15th.
Beautiful.